let's talk about learning targets. Hello there, I am Adora Igunma. Welcome to the Teacher's Time Off with Adora. I want to specially welcome every subscriber. Thank you for always coming to my YouTube channel to watch content. Thank you for always being here, for liking, for commenting, for sharing. I really appreciate you. If you're a new subscriber, I say welcome. Thank you for subscribing. And I say I love you. Thank you so much. And if you're an old subscriber or you've been here all the while, I welcome you back and I say thank you and I love you for always staying tuned. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, maybe by chance you just came across this YouTube channel, someone told you about it, I want you to just take this time off and click the subscribe link below. Click the subscribe link below and don't stop there. Click the bell button till you see the parenthesis sign around it, or just click on all. And this will help you know anytime I go live or have new videos that have been posted on my channel. Thank you so much for staying tuned. And so let's dive in. So today we'll be talking about learning targets, or what some people call learning outcomes or learning objectives, and its place in creating quality assessment. You know, I love quality assessments, so we need to start from a place of creating quality learning targets. And what are learning targets? Learning targets are simply what we expect our students to learn after a unit, after a topic, or whatever you're teaching them. And your learning targets help you to plan your lessons. They help in planning your lessons, your instruction, and also creating quality assessments. They help you create quality assessment. Your learning targets help you to break the curriculum outcome into smaller bits. Now, some curricula already have their learning outcomes in there and some don't. So you have to create your own learning targets or your own learning outcomes, right? Now, this curriculum or curricular learning outcomes help you to just guide your instruction, to just know, okay, this is the whole purpose of the government giving us this curriculum for our students. Now, what you want to do is take that goal or that outcome and break it into smaller bits, right? So for example, you want your students to, or you have a topic on rocks. You have a topic on rocks and you want your students to know about the different types of rocks. You want your students to be able to differentiate between all of those things. You put them in your learning target. That's what you want them to know when your topic is done. So you're going to put all of that in your learning targets. For example, you're teaching your children on rocks, right? So you say at the end of this lesson, students will be able to define rocks, differentiate between the different kinds of rocks, give examples of the different types of rocks, and give the uses of rocks. You want your students to learn all of these things under a particular topic. Now, those are your learning targets. In creating assessments, you need to be very careful with your learning targets. You don't just want to generalize. You don't just want to, come from here and come from there and be like, oh, whatever, they have to learn. You have to be very, very particular with your learning targets, because that will help you at the end of the day know what your students have learned and know what your students have not learned, right? Let's dive into the different learning targets. According to Chapwis and Stiggins, my guys, one of my best books right now in assessment, classroom assessment for students learning, for short CASL, they give 4 different learning targets with 1 additional, and these different targets are the knowledge target, reasoning target, the performance target or performance skill target, and the product skill target. Now, I'm going to be talking about 2 in this video, and in the next video, I'm going to give you 2 others. And then in other videos, we're going to look at how we can tailor this target into building quality assessment. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, let's talk about the knowledge target. Now, this is like the foundation for all of the targets, because here students are meant to learn about facts, learn about processes, definitions, on concept in general, just an overview really of different concepts, right? So students are just meant to learn about the foundational part of every concept. They need to know what, for example, what a rock is, or examples of rocks, right? So this is like the foundation or the building point of every other learning target. This is where it starts from. So in your learning target, when you're writing that in your lesson notes, you're going to have something like students will be able to define rocks or differentiate between the different types of rocks. Do you understand that? Yes, it is that simple. It's that easy. But sometimes, or when I was learning about knowledge targets, I used to think that it was, basic. It was like the simplest part. It doesn't really matter, but it really matters because it's the foundational part. It's what students will come to know first, and from there they build on their learning process. Is from the knowledge target that they build on every other thing that you have to teach them. If they miss this part and then you jump to the next part, they might not understand the reason why they know that part, and because they've missed the first part. Do you understand? All right, let's move on. All right, so the second one, number 2, is the reasoning target. Now, here we just talk about how students are able to apply the knowledge. Remember, knowledge is the foundation. How they'll be able to apply the knowledge in different contexts or in new contexts entirely. So here, students are going to learn how to differentiate or find similarities, right? They'll be able to compare and contrast, right? They'll be able to describe processes properly. It helps them reason. It helps them think deeper than what you've told them. That's what the reasoning target does. So for example, when you're in your lesson plan, you're going to be saying students will be able to differentiate between igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks, or students will be able to identify the place values of numbers. So this reasoning target helps children or students to think deeper, just beyond what you've told them. So it's like you're leaving them, okay, figure this out with the information or the knowledge that you have. Try to see what you can do in a new context. So I know that there are some times that we have this joke about math where we in class, the teacher gives maybe like 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. And then in exams, you begin to see 2 plus 2 minus 8 plus 9 divided by 10, square root of, put the square root sign and all of these things. Now that is how the reasoning target works. So you want to see how the child can move, or your student can move beyond 2 plus 2 to 2 plus 2 minus 2 times 2, right? You want to see how they'll be able to apply BODMAS or, multiplication table in a new context or a new place. So also under reasoning targets, according to CASL, we have 6 different patterns of reasoning that we want to see in our students. We want to see inductive reasoning. We want to see them classify, classification. We have synthesis, we have evaluation, we have analysis, and we have comparison. I put all of these things in no particular order, but inductive reasoning is where you want your students to make reasonable guesses from information and clues that you've given them. I'm not going to be going deep into these things, but I know that these are some of the practices that we already have in our classrooms. But for example, for inductive guesses, you want to make them, talk about generalizations or find, just being able to recognize or identify something because of the clues you've given them, right? And we have comparison, that is to compare and contrast, or you want them to find similarities and differences, okay? We also have analysis, where you want them to be able to connect concepts or items and help them think deeply, right? In quote, analyze a situation, right? By making them think deeply. We also want them to be able to classify, that is sort things or sort items into different categories based on different characteristics that you have given them. We have evaluation. Now here we want students to be able to defend an opinion based on the facts that they have gathered for themselves. So it's like problem solving. You want them to go all in, make their research. You want them to be able to think deeply and just look through different opinions, make a judgment, right? Make an opinion about something based on facts that they have gathered. And then we have synthesis, where you want students to do something new, create something new, like writing a report based on what they have learned. This is just helping them move beyond that classroom experience to beyond the classroom and helping them to create content or a new product in a different context, but based on what you have taught them. All right, we've come to the end of today's video. We talked about what learning targets are, their importance. We've also talked about 2 types of learning targets. I mentioned the 4 learning targets and we've talked about 2 of them. Now in the next video, I'm going to talk about 2 other learning targets and 1 addition that Chapwis and Stiggins have in CASL. I'm going to have that there with examples as well for you to understand more. And after that, we'll look at how we can tailor these learning targets in creating quality assessments. If you're yet to subscribe, please do so now. Click on the subscribe button and then ensure you click on all so that you know when I go live or when I have posted new content for you as a teacher. And if you want to share with your friends and aspiring teachers, this is very good content for them to binge on and to watch. Ensure you like, ensure you comment, ensure you share, ensure you subscribe, ensure you help this YouTube channel thrive, because I know that teachers are there that need help, especially our first year teachers, right? They need help. And so I'm here to help you. I'm here to give you all the juice that comes out from the classroom, and so that you can be at your best and do your best as well. I am AdoraI. I'll see you next week, Tuesday, same time, same place. Don't miss anything. Bye.